Logan Paul's podcast, Impaulsive, consistently gets more than 50 million views every single month. And while having more than 13 million followers does help, that's not the main reason why it's so successful. It's because of the strategy behind it. My name is Kaleb Karnow, and I know all of this because I have been the lead producer and marketer for the Impaulsive podcast over the last 6 years. We have more than 8 billion views across all platforms. The main channel has over 1 billion views, and the Clips channel has over 2 billion views alone. In this video, I'm breaking down the exact podcast clipping strategy behind Impaulsive, how Impaulsive episodes are structured, how clips are chosen, how we make podcast episodes get millions of views thanks to clips, and how you can use the same system even if you have 1 view right now. Now let's get into it. Section 1, everything on Impaulsive revolves around clips. The first thing you need to understand about Impaulsive is simple. Everything revolves around clips. What that actually means for Impaulsive full episodes is that they're never treated like the full product. The full episodes are more like raw footage. The clips make the show grow. You don't get millions of views from posting full episodes. You get millions of views if your clips can get millions of views. Just look at the episode we did with Dana White. The full episode only has around 1.5 million views. But this clip where Logan asks him if the bridge between Dana and Jake is burned forever, this has over 6.4 million views. That's 4 times the views of the full episode. Or look at the episode we did with Camila Araujo. It had only 592,000 views. But this clip where Logan reminds her that she was the contestant, number 67, on Mr. Beast Squid Games has over 2.6 million views. Now, some of the strategies that we use for Impaulsive when it comes to planning the episode is like Mr. Beast topics do really well for us. So it's only right that for a Camila episode, we're doing something around a Mr. Beast clip with her. Or Jake Paul is one of our most recurring guests, which basically means a lot of people want to continue seeing this content, which means a clip around any guest talking about Jake Paul is good. So we should continue to ask questions and make clips around it. Now, once you start doing the same things that we do at Impaulsive, you're gonna see how much a few clips can really push your episodes. So let's start with the foundation. Section 2 is the clip creation system on Impaulsive, which is all about how we find the moments that should actually be clipped after an episode from Impaulsive is edited. The best part is you can literally take what I'm talking about right now and use it on your own podcast to get more views, even if you're getting less than 1,000 views per month right now. There are about 8 things I look for in an episode to make clips, actually even more to be honest, but these are the 4 main big ones. You're gonna have timely topics, things that have gone viral in the past, celebrity-driven or big influencer topics, and then good questions. I'll give you an example of each of them. First off, we have timely topics. Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. This clip absolutely went bonkers. Like on every single platform, I think it totaled up to over 46 million followers across the 3 major platforms. And part of the reason why it went so viral is because we put out this clip within days after Jake ended up getting his jaw broken and ended up getting knocked out. It was just like the ability to capitalize on a very timely moment is extremely important when you're making and wanting to create a viral clip. The second example is going to be one, look at like the Camila episode, and we had her, she's like an OnlyFans girl, and so talking about the OnlyFans type of stuff. And then we had on a guy named Joe Budden, and Joe Budden, when he was talking about OnlyFans and buying OnlyFans, we're like, okay, this could be a great moment for us to clip up because we had so many clips go viral from Camila that were about OnlyFans, so why not make something about OnlyFans with Joe Budden? And then that clip ended up getting at least over 4.5 million views in itself. So once again, capitalizing on clips and topics that have gone viral in the past. And then celebrity-driven topics are going to be a situation like when we had on Ashton Hall talking about his situation with IShowSpeed. Anytime we have Speed either come on our podcast or you're talking about maybe just any other celebrity or streamer in general, that's usually a good sign that you should make a clip around that. And we did that. And it was, within the last like 2 or 3 months that he actually did the race versus IShowSpeed, and it ended up working out really well. So capitalizing off of just people's big names is another big one. And then the final one is capitalizing off of a good question. So you can look at a clip that we did with Brian Johnson where Logan asked him how many pills that he took a day. This alone is just a very alarming question because how often do you see a clip or just anybody getting asked in general about how many pills they're taking a day? And then you start realizing, oh, this guy is a health guru and he's taking how many pills a day? Like it was like 30 or 60 pills a day, a crazy amount. And then what worked with that was obviously the answer to the question, and Logan comparing him to like Steve Will Do It. And so that kind of makes it a funny clip at the end, but it goes from like a interesting topic to then a funny payoff, which just makes it go viral even more. And we have a good crossover with the Nelk audience too, so that usually helps boost our posts even more. So after we know what clips we're gonna make, we look at what clips we're actually going to post, when to post them, and where. So section 3 is about what happens after you have the clips. So once the Impulsive episode is recorded, we don't just end up with like 1 or 2 clips, okay? We end up with a lot, anywhere from about 10 to 14 short form clips. Now we don't put out every single clip, although we have been kind of as of recently, but let me show you a couple things that we learned from clips that got over about 5 million views. Okay, first off, it's gonna be the Kevin Durant roasting IShowSpeed. This starts off with a very polarizing question, okay? You have sad music, and then you have getting into a Vine boom, and then funny music, and then a funny payoff.
Why are you single?
Because I don't want a girlfriend.
Just that, simply put.
Yeah.
I feel like you got your heart broken one time.
Heartbroken?
Yeah. Nah, bro. I did too.
Hey, you just gotta find the right girl.
Come on, bro. Stop talking to me like I need advice.
But that one hand won't last forever, bro.
Hand. You cannot compare yourself to me and you 16, bro. You have no other resource but your hand. So please don't put me in the same tier as you when it comes to that, bro.
I should be just like.
The reason that works so well is it's teeing up something, tension, and then ends with basically like a 10-second funny payoff of Kevin Durant basically roasting IShowSpeed. Then you look at this other clip about Rhea's relationship with Dominic Mysterio, which has over 9.8 million views.
I want to ask you about your relationship because you are both in the same profession, but in competing companies.
The platform that I'm on, this might make a lot of people mad, but it's obviously higher. I feel like he doesn't get threatened by that. When he was in WWE, he hit a peak there, and then over in AEW as well, he's doing well, and it's slowly growing. He's very comfortable in what he's doing and who I am, and he also loves to help me along the way.
Even with the Dom stuff,
Not many people could be in a relationship through that.
I don't think I could, Rhea.
If the roles were reversed, I don't think I could either.
What, really?
Yeah, I know. I know. I get jealous real bad.
And part of the reasons why this works is because there's a pop-up / B-roll within the first 3 seconds of the hook, and there's exclusive info being said, okay? Basically, when it comes to WWE in today's world, like there's this thing called breaking kayfabe, which basically says you're not supposed to tell any secrets about the business behind the business's back. And so she was basically breaking kayfabe by talking about exclusive information when she was technically dating Dominic Mysterio, but then she had a fiance or a husband outside of the company. And actually, one of the main things that helps me decide which clip we're going to put out is through this thing that I like to call the DM test, which is basically thinking, would friends share this clip on Instagram, on TikTok? Is it funny? Is it crazy? Is it polarizing? Is it informative? Is it valuable? After we have the clips, this is how we like to post. First, I like to look at what has already worked in the past. Secondly, timely topics. Third, post more on TikTok and see how they're performing on there. Then, whichever ones are performing best, you post on Instagram and you post those on the other platforms as well. As I said in the beginning, when you see an Impulsive episode get millions of views, it's really easy to think Logan Paul's name is doing all the work. But the reality is it's not. The system really does the heavy lifting. But what you're probably thinking now is, does this system work for smaller podcasts? Yes, because your clips only need to do one thing for the platforms to show them to more people, no matter how many subscribers you have. Section 4, why this system works even if you're small. You need to understand that platforms judge your content based on how people react to it. Do people stop and watch your video? Do people share your video with their friends? Remember that DM test that we talked about a couple minutes ago? How many times do people watch your video? That is what matters. And since every platform works a little bit differently, I want you to post your clips everywhere you can. However, I want you to understand that a funny clip like Ray might perform better on Instagram than YouTube Shorts because the shareability is much higher through DMs on Instagram versus something like YouTube. And after producing hundreds of Impulsive episodes, I noticed a few things. People usually come across a clip before they ever see a full episode. And most viewers don't know the show, the guest, or the context when the clip shows up. They decide to watch or scroll based on the clip alone. Clips are basically how people discover the show. The audience doesn't need to know the show to stop and watch the clip. That means that a small podcast and a big podcast are playing the same game on short form. Once you understand this, you can shift how you think about your podcast. Remember, Impaulsive doesn't get views just because of luck. And it's not about just because it's Logan. It works because of the system, especially how we think about the clips. Now, if you're serious about growing your podcast and want to take it to that next level, and you want help from me personally, join my viral podcast community. The first link is in the description. Otherwise, I have a free video right here where I break down proven systems to grow your podcast to 100,000 listeners. I'll see you there.